Wow. Okay, I'll admit, it's been a while since I've seen Basket Case. But that was some seriously messed up piece of movie art, surreal study into the mind of an insane person. But it was so bad that it's good. Literally. Figuratively, whatever you want to call it. Basket Case makes a complete 360 from trying to be good, turning horrible, and then being so horrible it goes all the way back to being good. First of all, let me give you a little background on this movie. The first time I actually saw this movie was probably when I was maybe 12, 13, 14 years old, when my mom was working at a video store. And I seen it, and we could always get free movies, perks of having a mom who worked at a video store. So I took it home and I watched it. Now, I had originally watched a little bit more of a cut version, because there's a certain scene that was not shown in that version that I didn't actually know about till a great many years later, when I was watching this with a few friends over at where I used to live very recently after my divorce. And it kind of caught me off guard, but more on that later. But anyway, this movie is about basically a guy named Dwayne, and he was born with a conjoined twin who is a mutated little potato head with claws on his side. Well, they remove it, and him and his twin, Bial, or it's hard to freaking pronounce, decide to take revenge on the people that did the surgery by tracking them down. Now, there's a little thing, it's kind of weird, because when you're watching it, if you completely ignore the fact that he is a misshapen little dwarf creature in bad puppet form, it's almost like a brotherly love movie. Two brothers struggling to get by, to get vengeance, or to make sense of things. It's very odd in that sense. Because if you can just completely ignore the fact that he's a misshapen little murderous dwarf melted potato head thing, it makes sense. But we can't ignore the fact that he's a misshapen melted potato head doll that kills people with claws and teeth. Ugh, creepy teeth. Now, the first thing, the movie starts off with a murder scene, and a guy who apparently, when it goes dark, he panics and shoots everywhere, which is great. It's because you don't know what's going on at first. And then you see this misshapen clawed hand clawing him up and pulling him down. That's great. Then cut to our hero. If we want to call him a hero, I'm not real sure about that. Let's just call him just the brother. That's all I got right now. The brother. He is walking around New York City. Mind you, this is in the early 80s. It's probably filmed in probably the late 70s. It was released in 81. So he's walking around with a large picnic basket. I'm not talking about a picnic. I'm talking about a picnic basket. Like Yogi Bear would have an orgasm picnic basket. And the funny thing about this thing is it's a typical wicker picnic basket. It's got a lock on it. On a wicker picnic basket. I'm not really sure how this is supposed to work, because this lock gets broken off very easily, not probably 20 minutes into the movie. But still, it's hilarious. And you can't help but wonder. You just know they had to have done that on purpose, just for the absurdity of it, which makes it again great. But anyway, the acting is completely and totally is horrible. It's like the Players Theater, all decided to get drunk and make a horror movie. But it's all over the top. There's very few good actors in this. And you'll see the apartment or the motel or whatever the hell he's staying in has some extremely creepy people who apparently have nothing better to do than to hang out in the halls and wait on screams so they can run to the person's door. New York. But another thing I couldn't get is there's apparently this telepathic bond, but it's only between the little dwarf thing. Only he can do it. Dwayne can't. He can't send his thoughts to him, but the other thing always knows what he's doing. And supposedly it's gotten stronger since they cut him off. Creepy, right? Well, they find one of the doctors. This is the second doctor they decide to kill. They get in there and they murder him up pretty damn good. But at the same time, he starts, coming out and everything. He's acting like nothing's ever wrong because apparently you can murder someone with a misshapen potato head dwarf creature with claws and teeth and mutations and creepy eyes. I'll get on that later too. Nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel. But apparently he's feeling a little romantic, and the receptionist chats him up and starts saying if he's been in the city long, and they should go out and see the Statue of Liberty. I have got to say that was the fastest flirtation I have ever seen in a movie that went from date to romance and like nothing. It was pretty freaking disconcerting, but plot. So anyway, they go find, through the second doctor's Rolodex, they decide to go and kill the third doctor. So they go and they're trying to do this, and they find this Rolodex, and the next day after they kill this third doctor, it's pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil the murder scenes for you because they're works of freaking art. Dwayne decides he's going to take old girl up on the date idea. Bad idea, because apparently Bial, or the little misshapen potato mutant clawed vampire freaky Dilophosaurus, I'm just going to start adding shit to it, can tell when he's with this girl, and he freaks the fuck out because he left him in the in the apartment there. He freaks the hell out and starts bashing the TV and everything, and the stop motion on this is so bad that Ray Harryhausen turned over in his grave and flipped me off while I was watching this movie. That's how bad the stop motion is. But it is so bad, it's again one of those things that you have to laugh at. It's just perfect. And there's one part where he throws the dresser drawer. You just have to see it. But all in all, I'm not going to spoil any more for you, but this movie is a work of art, an insane batshit movie. If you thought Black Sheep, the one that I did yesterday, was crazy, it has nothing on Basket Case. Nothing at all. If you want a insane movie to kill an hour and 30 minutes, go get this. Now, I will say that there is that one scene that I addressed earlier that will probably confuse the hell out of you, because I still don't get it. I looked it up, and there's a bunch of theories and everything, but Yeah. Yeah. And just another thing, there is a kinda sorta rape. I'm not really sure if you can call it a rape. It's odd. So yeah, don't watch this with the kids around. In fact, don't watch this when anybody who might question your sanity is around, because you'll get committed. Especially when you start laughing maniacally at some of the pieces of this movie. But I gotta recommend it. It's just that batshit crazy. I just finished watching it again. It brought back a whole lot of memories. Ooh, that didn't sound right at all. Maybe something is wrong with me. Oh well. But yeah, Basket Case. You need to watch this movie. If you don't, something's wrong with you. Alright, y'all. How did y'all like this movie? Please like it, share it, comment on it. Let me know if I should watch anything else or if you've got any ideas for future episodes. I'm willing to take requests as long as it isn't Twilight. I will never watch those movies. Ever. Later, guys. I'm having a hard time here. Okay,